The Galactic Council had convened for the 847th time in the crystalline chambers of Nexus Prime, their holographic forms shimmering with the weight of millennia. Representatives from 47 species gathered around the Saito stellar map that dominated the chamber's center, a three-dimensional constellation of lights representing every known civilization in their corner of the galaxy. Dr. Zeftai, the Sithari lead xenoarchaeologist, manipulated the display with graceful tentacles, each movement deliberate and precise. The pattern remains unchanged, she announced, her translator rendering her bioluminescent communications into standard galactic. 17 dead civilizations, all at the peak of their technological advancement, all within a 30-light-year radius of the void sector. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. The Krillian ambassador, his carapace gleaming under the chamber's soft illumination, spoke next. Our analysis indicates no natural phenomena. No supernovae, no gamma-ray bursts, no gravitational anomalies. They simply vanished. Commander Thess of the Avalon research vessel sat quietly in the human delegation section, her 8-year-old daughter Maya fidgeting beside her. Maya had insisted on coming to see the space people, and Sarah had reluctantly agreed, thinking the child might find the proceedings educational. Now she wondered if that had been a mistake as Maya's attention wandered from the holographic displays to her tablet, where she was sketching. The archaeological evidence suggests simultaneous evacuation, continued Dr. Zeftai. No signs of struggle, no debris fields, no distress signals in their final transmissions. It's as if entire populations simply chose to disappear. Elder Vorthak of the Synthesis Collective raised his metallic form, servos whirring softly. Perhaps they achieved transcendence. Many species theorize about post-physical existence. Or perhaps, interjected the hegemony representative, her psychic emanations translated into words, they discovered something that necessitated their departure. Maya looked up from her tablet, studying the stellar map with curious eyes. The adults continued their debate, cycling through theories they had discussed countless times before. Ancient weapons, evolutionary leaps, voluntary exodus to other dimensions. Each hypothesis had been explored, analyzed, and ultimately discarded for lack of evidence. "Mama," Maya whispered, tugging at Sarah's sleeve. "Why are all the empty spots in a circle?" Sarah glanced at her daughter, then at the display. "Shh, honey. The adults are talking." But Maya's question sparked something in Dr. Zeftai's mind. The Sithari's bioluminescent patterns shifted to indicate deep contemplation. She manipulated the stellar map, rotating it to view the dead systems from different angles. "The child has identified something significant," Dr. Zeftai announced suddenly, her translation carrying undertones of excitement. "Observer pattern recognition indicates a geometric arrangement we have overlooked." The chamber fell silent as the xenoarchaeologist highlighted the dead systems in bright red. When viewed from galactic north, they indeed formed an almost perfect circle around empty space, the void sector. "But that's impossible," protested the Krillian ambassador. "Our deep space sensors show nothing in that region. No stars, no planets, no matter of any kind." Maya stood up on her chair to get a better view, ignoring her mother's attempt to pull her down. "Maybe they're hiding," she said loudly enough for the translation systems to pick up her words. "Hiding?" Elder Vorthak's optical sensors focused on the small human. "From what would 17 advanced civilizations need to hide?" Maya shrugged with the casual wisdom of childhood. "From whatever's in the middle, silly. When I play hide-and-seek with the big kids, we all hide from the seeker, and we make a circle around where the seeker can't see us." The implications hit the assembly like a shockwave. Dr. Zeftai's tentacles moved frantically over her instruments, running new calculations. If the child's hypothesis is correct, then these civilizations didn't disappear. They relocated, deliberately, to maintain surveillance on something in the void sector while remaining at what they considered a safe distance. "But our sensors," began the hegemony representative, "are designed to detect matter and energy as we understand them," interrupted Commander Thess, speaking for the first time. "My daughter just suggested we're dealing with something that might not conform to our definitions." Dr. Zeftai's excitement was palpable as new data streamed across her displays. Cross-referencing archaeological data with the child's geometric model reveals additional patterns. Each disappeared civilization had achieved quantum manipulation technology within 50 years of their vanishing. Each had begun experiments with dimensional folding. Maya had returned to her sketching, but now the adults watched as she drew what looked like a flower, 17 petals arranged around an empty center. "The scary thing lives in the middle," she explained without looking up. "So everyone moved to the outside to watch it sleep." "Sleep?" The word carried ominous weight as it echoed through the chamber. Dr. Zeftai's analysis continued, her instruments probing deeper into the archaeological records. "Energy signatures from the final transmissions. There are microfluctuations we dismissed as equipment failure, but if we analyze them as attempts to communicate in higher dimensions," the stellar map updated, revealing the decoded messages, warnings, coordinates, and a single repeated phrase in 17 different languages that all translated to the same concept. "The dreamer stirs." Elder Vorthak's servos whirred anxiously. If this interpretation is accurate, then these civilizations didn't disappear. They formed a containment perimeter, and they're still out there, added the Krillian ambassador, his voice heavy with realization, maintaining vigil over something that requires the combined effort of 17 advanced species to keep contained. Maya looked up from her drawing, her young face serious. "Mama, shouldn't we go help them? Watching scary things alone is hard work." Commander Thess looked at her daughter, then at the assembled representatives of the galaxy's greatest civilizations, all of whom had been stumped by a mystery that an 8-year-old had unraveled with the simple question, "Why are all the empty spots in a circle?" "Yes, sweetheart," Sarah said, her voice carrying the weight of newfound understanding. "I think we should." As the Galactic Council began formulating plans for contact with the hidden civilizations, Maya returned to her drawing. In the center of her flower where the empty space had been, she carefully drew a closed eye. Sometimes the most profound truths were hidden not in complexity, but in the simple questions that only a child would think to ask.